Hey guys, my name is Nogan and welcome to my C++ series. So guys, in today's video we going to be using the applications of arrays with a while loop to eventually see how can we use the two combinations of C++ concepts in formatting a source code or making the code much more faster. So if you guys haven't watched the previous video, it was about multi-dimensional arrays in C++. Only a current top there. Check it out, because in the video we spoke about the dimensions of arrays from a one-dimensional array, two-dimensional, and also a multi-dimensional, which means it can be two-dimension, four-dimension, five, and so on. So it was a wonderful video, guys. It was on point. Everything there was very fundamental. So go and check it out. You have like a much more deep understanding how arrays work based on dimensions when they're changing. So guys, in this video today we're going to be focusing on using arrays with a loop. How to modify a program, because if you haven't watched also my video, it was about we were writing a program where we getting two numbers together, four numbers together, five numbers together, which means in that video we had five numbers, and it was basically something like this, where we had like num1, num2, and so on and so forth. So we had like a basic program that you're using to write a program like 85 numbers together in C++, but it wasn't consistent, and also you are trying to reuse a few variables together. And now in today's video we're writing a program now by adding five numbers together but using a while loop and also arrays. So in the main function, we'll say int index initialize is 0, then we'll have int num1, and this num now will be eventually our array, so it'll be containing our num1, num2, num3, num4, num5. So it'll be index. Now this brackets here are an index if you use eventually to include the number of elements. So this num variable will have five elements inside of it. Now this five elements eventually will be of type int, as you can see here. So this is now called an array. Now this array contains five elements. So after this I'm gonna say int again sum, so we can store all our variables together. After this I'll say cout. I'll say enter five numbers. Okay, so I'm gonna say while, using the while loop. So while in here we have now our condition set with int, where we'll say index, where index is less than 5. Then I'm going to say in here, because we have to add all those numbers together in this index, so we'll say index, let's do this, index, sorry, num, because now we have to use num, but now in here we'll put the index as our value. So the users input this thing, so you know cin. Awesome. What's happening is that now cin will be eventually users to input all those numbers from any five numbers. It can be 10, 20, 30, whatever. So all those numbers will be inputted by this cin statement here. So after this we'll have have like a where we're going to add all those numbers together. So we're going to be sum is equals to sum again plus num index, which means in this curly brackets now I have to include this, which means whenever user inputs the number here, it's going to be stored in this index here, but the index will be from index 0, which means, for example, you'll see that when the user inputs a number, we'll have like the num index 0 will contain now let's say a value of 10 stored in there, and so on, which means you'll see in the video number 23 is about one-dimensional arrays. You'll see the way we displaying a index and also the number stored in that index, because the array starts from 0 by default, then 1, 2, 3, 4 until they reach the number of elements in here. Okay, awesome. So guys, let's continue. After this, now in here we're going to say again index plus plus, because you have to increment this condition here every time. when the loop runs. So after this outside, I'm going to say again, see out the sum is, because I want to see the value of those sum additions. Awesome. So basically in the main in the body of the while loop is that the cin function here, statement here will eventually allow you to use the input numbers. Those numbers have to be typed int, but now those numbers, they have to be less than 5, which means the index will start from 0, as you can see here, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So when it comes to 4, when it goes to 5, by definition now this condition will be false. It then exit out of the loop, and you'll see the signal will print out after the additions take place here, where we're gonna add all the num index variables to the sum variable, store them in the sum, as you can see here. So guys, let's run our program, go to local debugger and see the output. Okay, we have an error here. Let's check what's happening. Small thing. Okay, so we just need to initialize our sum variable on top here. We just include a comment here. So this is now a array variable of int containing 5 elements. Okay, so which means basically here, guys, let's just initialize this, because now the compiler tells us that we need to initialize this because it registered this memory as empty. So if we initialize just by default, just given a placeholder. After that now, okay, so awesome. So let's just run this again. Before we run this, Control Shift D to see if there's any syntax errors again before we run this. So see that here. Awesome. Run this. Awesome. Now let's enter 5 numbers, and it'll be 10, 20, 30, 40, and 50. Awesome. As you guys can see, we have a display here of now the sum is 150, and you can see based on the calculations took place here, all the numbers add together, and our output is on point. Awesome. So guys, you can see we have a basic program here where we're using an array variable here of num with 5 elements to eventually do calculations with a while loop, where you can use a while loop to loop based on the condition here, where if it's not true, if it's true, the loop of 4 times, 5 times, so we can get like the calculations that took place in the body of this while loop, where it uses the input now the 5 integer variables numbers here, and store them in the sum variable with increment operator of index plus plus, and also the output will be displayed on the sum segment here at line 22. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to comment down below if you have any questions, and subscribe to the channel also. Don't forget to like, subscribe to my channel, click on the bell notification, then receive the reports on my channel.